Hello students, welcome to the online series of math classes. We are currently doing the topic application of derivatives. In this topic, we explore the various applications of derivatives. Now in this topic, we have learnt already rate measure. Rate measure is nothing but finding the rate of a function y with respect to x. Now today, we will be learning about one more application, increasing and decreasing functions. So what is the meaning of increasing and decreasing function? It's quite obvious from the name itself. If the function is increasing, it is an increasing function. If the function is decreasing, it's a decreasing function. So in simple words, increasing function, if the function goes up, it is increasing function. If the function goes down, it is a decreasing function. Now, mathematically, how to quantify an increasing function and a decreasing function? What we do is, we use the derivative to check which function is increasing and which function is decreasing. For that, we are using the derivative. How do we do that? So let us explore some of the increasing and decreasing functions. So first let us look at some graphs. We have this function. The first graph here. Here the function slowly increases, almost occurs a plateau, and again it increases. This function is nothing but increasing function. So this function is increasing function. Next here, this function is continuously increasing. It's strictly increasing. So this function is nothing but strictly increasing. This you can say it is the accelerating curve. Now let us look at this function. It decreases, slowly decreases, then again continuously decreases. So this function is nothing but a decreasing function. Now this function, look at this. This is continuously going on decreasing. This function is called as a strictly decreasing function. Now, you saw different types of increasing and decreasing functions. Now, how to use the derivative? We use the concept of derivative to determine which function increases or which function decreases. Because quite frankly, we cannot plot every graph which we get. So to make our work easier, what we do is we use the derivative. So first we use the theorem. Now we look at a theorem which explores the relation between the increasing and decreasing function and the derivative. So take the theorem. So let f be a function. Let f be a function which is continuous on closed interval a comma b. It is continuous on the closed interval a comma b and differentiable on open interval a comma b. Then first f is increasing if f dash of x greater than 0 for all x belongs to a comma b, open interval a comma b. Second point, f is decreasing if f dash of x less than 0 for all x belongs to a comma b. Third, f is a constant function if f dash of x equal to 0 for all x belongs to open interval a comma b. So this is the theorem. Explaining the relation between increasing and decreasing function and its derivative. So what do we get from this? First thing to note, f be a function which is continuous on closed interval a comma b. What is the meaning f of x is continuous? The meaning f of x is continuous is you can draw the graph which is a continuous line without any discontinuity. There are no stops in between. It is differentiable on open interval a, b. What is the meaning of differentiable? Differentiable means you can find the derivative at any point, but you cannot find the derivative at end points. You know from Rolle's theorem and mean value theorem, the derivative cannot be found at end points. Then what we have, f is increasing if f dash of x greater than 0. So function is increasing if its derivative is greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval a, b. Now since we are considering the derivative, we are considering the open interval. Now if the function is increasing if f dash of x greater than 0. So what is the meaning of this? F dash of x is greater than 0. What is f dash of x? F dash of x is nothing but rate of change. How the function is increasing or how the function is decreasing. Rate of change. How the function is changing. So of course, if the change is positive, you know, if the change is positive, if the change is going up, if it is going up, if it is increasing, means change is positive. Obviously, if the change is positive, then function is increasing. Next, second, f is decreasing if f dash of x less than 0. So again, obvious, if the function is decreasing, its change is negative. If change is negative less than 0, that we have done in the rate of change. So you know, if the function is decreasing, then f dash of x is less than 0 for all x belongs to a, b. Next, if the function is constant, f dash of x equal to 0 for all x belongs to a, b. So example, if the function like this, if the function is constant, it has no change, so it does not change, remains constant, so therefore its rate of change is 0. So all these points you need to consider. So pause the video and take note. Next we talk about some critical information which is required. First, let us talk about slope of x-axis and y-axis. What is the slope of x-axis and what is the slope of y-axis? You know, the derivative f dash of x, dy by dx and slope, they are all same. So first we need to find what is slope of x-axis. So if you take x-axis, you take y-axis. What is slope? Slope is nothing but slope equal to m. What is slope m? Slope m is nothing but tan theta. Tan theta. Slope m is nothing but tan theta, which you have learned in the straight lines chapter. So here for x-axis, what is the angle theta? Theta is nothing but 0 degree. So when you take slope for x-axis, slope m equal tan theta equal to nothing but tan 0. What is tan 0? Tan 0 is 0. So therefore, what is slope of x-axis? Therefore, slope of x-axis equal to 0. Simply put, slope of x-axis equal to 0. Next, what about y-axis? Y-axis makes an angle 90 degree with the origin. Now, therefore, for y-axis, what is slope? Slope of y-axis, it is nothing but tan 90. What is tan 90? Tan 90 is not defined. So you can take it as infinity, or for calculation purpose we can take 1 by 0. Next we talk about a function which is neither increasing nor decreasing. So let us take example of a function. You must have seen this function. This function is neither increasing nor decreasing. So this function is neither increasing nor decreasing. Now this function neither increases nor decreases. So here we are faced with a dilemma. What to do about this function? Is it increasing or it is decreasing? Sometimes it increases, sometimes it decreases. It is doing both. It is being positive and being negative. Now how to determine when it is increasing and when it is decreasing? So we have to look at some points. So now look here at this point. It is increasing from the left and decreasing from the right. Correct? At this point here, it is decreasing here and increasing here. Correct? At this point, it is increasing here, decreasing from here. So here increasing and decreasing occurs according to the interval. See, from this interval to this interval it will increase, right? From this interval to this interval it decreases. From this interval to this interval it increases. So here we have to check the intervals. We have to check the specific intervals where it increases or decreases. So how do we do that? We have to take this point. We will take this point. So for that, we will draw one line at this point. We will draw one tangent to this point. What we are doing, we will draw a tangent to this point. Next, we will draw one tangent to this point. So now, this tangent touches this point accurately, the slope of the tangent. So we have to find the slope of the tangent. Now this is the tangent, this is the tangent, this is the tangent. Slope of the tangent is nothing but dy by dx or f dash of x, that you know. So now let me take as L1, L2 and L3. So now here L1 is parallel to x-axis, L2 is parallel to x-axis, L3 is parallel to x-axis. Correct? L1, L2, L3 are parallel to x-axis. So what happens if the lines are parallel? If the lines are parallel, their slopes are equal. If lines are parallel, their slopes are equal. Correct? Their slopes are equal. Since their slopes are equal, what is the slope of line L1? The slope of line L1 is 0, of course. The slope of line L2 is 0. The slope of line L3 is 0. So you take any point on this line, at this point, the slope is 0. Slope is nothing but f dash of x. So you take this point C, take this point C, take this point C. So we are taking all these points C such that f dash of C equal to 0. At this point, the slope f dash of C equal to 0. So keep that in the back of your mind. For all these lines, the slopes are 0. So what now we define something called as critical point. So critical point. What is critical points? The critical points is collection of all points where f dash of c equal to 0. So the points on interval a comma b such that f dash of c equal to 0 for all c belongs to a comma. So why is critical point important or very critical? Because at this point either the function is increasing or decreasing. So we can get intervals. So we can get the intervals where the function increases or decreases. So the critical points gives us the intervals on the real line R, which gives whether the function increasing or decreasing. Hope all this concept is clear. Pause the video and take note. Now we'll do a quick summary. F is strictly increasing if f dash of x is greater than 0. Next, a function f of x is strictly decreasing if f dash of x is less than 0. It is strictly decreasing if f dash of x less than 0. Next, a function is either increasing or decreasing throughout the real line R if it is so in every interval. Means if a function should increase, it should increase in every interval. If a function should decrease, then the function should decrease in every interval. Sometimes going up, sometimes going down, it is not allowed. It is neither increasing nor decreasing. So for a function, for us to be able to tell in conviction or definitely to tell whether it is increasing or decreasing, it should increasing in all intervals. Or if it is decreasing, then it should decrease in all intervals. So sometimes increasing, sometimes decreasing, that is not allowed. So that functions will solve separately. So first we will do exercise 6.2. First question, show that f of x equal to 3x plus 17 is strictly increasing or not. So how to show it is strictly increasing? Fairly obvious, you know how to show. Check the derivative. What is f dash of x? So this is function f of x. What is f dash of x? Means the derivative. It is nothing but the derivative of f dash of x. So what's the derivative of 3x? Derivative of 3 is constant. D by dx of x is 1 plus 17. So the derivative is 3. 3 is of course greater than 0. So what we have? Therefore, f dash of x greater than 0. Therefore, f is strictly increasing. Simple, right? Using the derivative, of course, directly you can tell whether the function is increasing or decreasing. You need not draw the graph also. Fairly simple. Next function, show that the function given by e power 2x is strictly increasing in R. So first find the derivative. What is f dash of x? F dash of x is nothing but d by dx of e power 2x. You know, d by dx of e power x is nothing but a into e power x. So this derivative is 2 into e power 2x. Now, here, you know the graph of exponential function. The exponential function always increases. Or what you can say, the value of e is nothing but approximately equal to 2.71. So, since the base e is positive, you put anything on the power, you will get always a positive function. So, the exponential function is always a positive function. Remember that fact. Exponential function is always a positive function. It never, the base is approximately equal to 2.71. So therefore it's a definite increasing function. So it is greater than 0. So therefore f dash of x greater than 0. F is strictly increasing. Good. So pause the video and note it down. We shall continue with exercise 6.2. Third question, show that the function f of x equal to sin x is strictly increasing in the interval 0 to pi by 2, strictly decreasing in open interval pi by 2 to pi, neither increasing nor decreasing in 0 to pi. So this represents the, so this is first quadrant, this is second quadrant, this is first and second quadrant included. So check whether increasing or decreasing, we have to take the derivative. So f of x equal to sin x, take the derivative f dash of x. What is derivative f dash of x? F dash of x is nothing but cos x. Now in this interval, take in 0 comma pi by 2. This is which one? This is nothing but the first quadrant, right? This is nothing but the first quadrant. In the first quadrant, what is f dash of x? F dash of x, it is nothing but cos x. In the first quadrant, cos x is obviously positive because in the first quadrant, all the trigonometric functions are positive. So it is greater than 0. So therefore, f dash of x is greater than 0. Therefore, f is strictly increasing. Next, we will check the next interval, pi by 2 to pi. So in pi by 2, take f dash of x. What is f dash of x? It is nothing but cos x. So pi by 2 to pi, this is which interval? This is nothing but the second quadrant. This is pi by 2 to pi. Pi by 2 means 90 degree to 180 degree. In this is nothing but the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, you know, f dash of x is cos x. Is this positive? In the second quadrant, you know, only sin x and cosec x are positive, rest all are negative. So here f is negative. So therefore, what we get? F dash of x is negative, less than 0. So therefore, f is strictly decreasing. Next, to what they have asked, we have to show that it is neither increasing nor decreasing in 0 to pi. So I told you, if it should increase, it should increase throughout. If it should decrease, it should decrease throughout. Up down means what? Up down means it is neither increasing nor decreasing. So you take this interval. 0 comma pi. This 0 comma pi, from 0 to pi by 2 it is increasing. From 0 pi by 2 to pi it is decreasing. So it is increasing and decreasing. So it is neither increasing nor decreasing. So it is neither definitely increasing nor definitely decreasing. This is what it means. So it is not definitely increasing or definitely decreasing. So therefore, in 0 to pi, f dash of x is sometimes greater than 0 or f dash of x is less than 0. So therefore, f is neither increasing nor decreasing. Okay. So this is this. We'll move on to the next question. Find the intervals in which f of x equal to 2x square minus 3x is strictly increasing and b strictly decreasing. So I told you some intervals go up down means some are increasing, sometimes decreasing. We have to check the intervals. I told you when talking about critical points, we have to check the intervals where it might increase or decrease. So first, what we have to do, as always, take the derivative. So f of x is 2x square minus 3x. What is f dash of x? F dash of x, differentiate this. 2 into differentiation of x square is 2x minus 3 into differentiation of x is 1. So it is 4x minus 3. So this is f dash of x. Next, if it is either increasing or decreasing, it should occur at critical points. What is critical points? Critical points are the points where f dash of x is equal to 0. So we have to check at critical points. At critical points, what happens? F dash of x equal to 0. So check at critical points, find critical points. So therefore f dash of x equal to 0, which implies 4x minus 3 equal to 0, which implies 4x minus 3 equal to 0. So therefore 4x equal to 3, which implies x equal to 3 by 4. So this is a critical point. This is a critical point. What is the meaning of critical point? At critical point, f dash of x equal to 0, the function may increase from the left or decrease from the right. So at that point you will find whether the function increases or decreases. So now this point, this critical point, partitions the real line R into two intervals. So this is the real line R. You know what is real line R, right? Real line, real numbers. So minus infinity to plus infinity. So between that there is a point 3 by 4 where the function may go up, down, increase or decrease. We have to check whether this side it increases or that side it increases, or this side decreases or that side decreases. So now there are two intervals. Which are the two intervals? Minus infinity to 3 by 4, minus infinity to 3 by 4, and 3 by 4 to infinity. So always remember, infinity you have to include only under open bracket, not closed bracket, because we cannot include infinity. You don't know what is infinity. It is nothing but undefined number, very large to be defined. So now these are the intervals. Now here, how to check? These are the two intervals formed. How to check in this interval increasing or this interval decreasing? How to check? So to check, we have to take f dash of x. We have to take f dash of x. If f dash of x greater than 0, it is increasing. If f dash of x less than 0, it is decreasing. So what is f dash of x there? F dash of x is nothing but 4x minus 3, correct? 4x minus 3. Now, to check in this interval, whether the function is increasing or decreasing, take any point in this interval. Take any point. So this is 3 by 4, meaning 0.75. I will take any point on this interval. I can take here, before this is 0.75, before that I will get 0. I will take a point 0 in this interval. I can take any point. I can take minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, etc. I can take any point. I will take this point 0 because 0 is there in this interval. So if you take 0, substitute here. So what you get? What is f dash of x? 4x minus 3, 4 into 0 minus 3. So what you are getting? 4 into 0 minus 3. Minus 3. So it is equal to minus 3. So this is less than 0, right? So in this interval, you take any value in this interval. You take any value of x in this interval and substitute in f dash of x. What you are getting? F dash of x is minus 3 less than 0. So in this interval, for any x, f dash of x is less than 0. So what happens? If f dash of x is less than 0, then f is strictly decreasing. You can check with minus 1 also. Substitute minus 1. What do you get? 4 into minus 1, minus 3. Minus 4 minus 3 is minus 7. Then also it is negative. So you get the point. You can take any point. Next, to take the interval 3 by 4 and infinity, you can take any point. I will take the point 1. You can take 2, 3, etc. I will take the point x equal to 1. So what is f dash of x? F dash of x, it is nothing but 4x minus 3. So substitute 4 into 1 minus 3. 4 ones are 4, 4 minus 3 is 1. So it is greater than 0. So you get 1 which is greater than 0. So in this interval, 3 by 4 to infinity, what we are getting? F dash of x greater than 0. So here f is strictly increasing. So I hope you understood how we check for either increasing or decreasing. The critical points partitions the real and R into intervals depending on the critical points. So these are the two intervals formed. Now we will check in this interval. In this interval, we will take any point and substituting f dash of x. If f dash of x is positive, it is increasing. F dash of x is negative, then it is decreasing. So what we took the point 0 here. So we substituted, we got f dash of x less than 0. So therefore f is strictly decreasing. This side you took one point, you take any point. So f dash of x we got positive, so f is strictly increasing. So depending on the value of f dash of x, whether increasing or decreasing, greater than 0 or less than 0, f is either strictly increasing or strictly decreasing. So this is the answer. Hope you understood. Pause the video and take note.